One, two, three,
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where the talk is real and the talk don't stop. On today's episode, we will be having a wide range of genres. I will be having interviews with 4 composers, Nolan E. Schmidt, Alice Parker, Thomas Dorsey, and last but certainly not least, Johannes Brahms. First up, with the writer of the Native American Prayer is Nolan E. Schmidt. Give it up for Nolan. Welcome to the show, Nolan. Glad to have such an accomplished musician such as yourself here.
Yeah, I would have missed it for the world. Thanks, Mayor.
For starters, let's talk about where you're from. Where are you from?
Well, currently I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. Shout out to the lovely lady wearing red in the back, Margaret Slahasik.
Interesting. Nebraska, And what exactly do you do in Nebraska?
Well, I am currently the marching band director at my alma mater, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Yeah, I'm a Husker and proud of it too. I live with my family, which includes my calico cat named Claudia, my wife Barbara, and I have 2 sons and a daughter.
Whoa, family man. All right, enough of that. Tell me more about your music.
Well, as you already stated, I composed the song Native American Prayer.
Yes, we actually sang that in my high school choir. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, the song lyrics are actually from a Native American text. Once I read that, I instantly knew that it'd make for a good song. The prayer suggests that we live in our lives humbly and to always seek the divine and respect for the world we live in. Such a touching message, don't you think?
Oh, my choir teacher would have loved to hear that. So the Native American Prayer is a very traditional song. Is all your other music that way too?
Yes, I really like the peaceful traditional music. It's just so beautiful.
Well, Nolan, I could talk to you all day, but unfortunately we have 3 other composers we need to get to, and they all need to have equal time. And your time is up.
Oh, not a problem at all. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
What a charming man Nolan is. Such a gentleman. Next up, we have Alice Parker. Let's hear it for Alice. Welcome to Real Talk, Alice. We're going to keep this talk really real today.
Oh, goody, I'm looking forward to it.
First of all, where are you from?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
That's neat. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Well, I was married to Thomas Pyle, but he died.
I'm sorry to hear that, Alice. Let's move on to some questions about your music now. Do you play any musical instruments?
Why, indeed. I play the piano, violin, clarinet, and many more.
Wow, you are so talented. In high school, we sang your piece, Going to Boston. Let's hear about your composed songs.
Well, I rewrite a lot of hymns and folk songs and chorales, but I wrote Going to Boston about my hometown. I enjoy writing songs with numerous entrances throughout the SATB sections.
Oh, interesting. Can I hear about some of your musical successes?
I founded some chorale groups as well, and I went to school and studied music with Robert Shaw. I also founded Melodious Accord, which is a non-profit group presenting chorale concerts, sponsor workshops, and many professional appearances.
Oh, that's incredible. You seem like a very successful musician. It's a pleasure having you on the show today.
The pleasure was all mine. Goodbye, gal. I'm going to Boston.
All right, I hope you look pretty in the ballroom. Next up, we have a brilliant composer by the name of Thomas Dorsey. Welcome, Thomas. Well, hello there, Thomas. How have you been?
I'm doing real fine, thanks.
All right, that's awesome. As many of you know, Thomas here wrote the beautiful piece, Precious Lord. But before we get to that, why don't you tell us about yourself? For instance, where are you from?
Villa Georgia. So I'm a real southern gent.
Could you make me some sweet tea?
Totally. My wife makes the best sweet tea.
Oh, so you're married. What's her name?
Well, I'd rather not talk about her because she passed away while giving birth to our child, and the baby also died.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. How did you recover?
Well, actually I wrote the song, Precious Lord, and then I remarried in 1941.
All right, let's talk about more of your music career. What instruments do you play?
I play the blues piano. It has a bit more character and flow to it compared to the normal piano. I really enjoy playing. It's therapeutic.
Wow, that's just great. Is that what inspires your music?
Yes, it does influence my music a lot. I used to compose a lot of blues music, but I've started to compose more and more gospel.
Well, it looks like our time's up. It's such a delight to talk with you and learn more about your life. I hope that you have a good rest of the day. Thanks so much again.
Yes, of course. You too.
To wrap up our show, we will be interviewing the one and the only Johannes Brahms.
My name is Johannes. It's been so long since I passed. 116 years to be exact.
Wowza! Time flies when you're having fun, right?
No.
Well,
That's just an old man's joke. People have no humor nowadays.
you remind me of my grandfather, in an odd sense. Anyways, a lot of us already know that you're a famous composer from Germany. Do you have any other fun facts you're willing to share with us that most people wouldn't know?
Well, I began studying and working with music when I was 7 years old. And with my good friend Otto, I didn't perform publicly until 8 years after that, when I performed in many bars. Probably not the best place for a young man to work, but hey, look how I turned out.
Yeah, look how you turned out. Are you married?
No,
Wanna be?
no.
Next question. What sets you apart from other composers of that time?
I really like to experiment with music. I often stray away from the rest of the classical composers of the era. The Requiem is actually a great example of that. All the interlocking rhythms and different movements going on at one time. That was uncommon for the time.
Wow, so would you say you're quite an inspiration to all musicians all over the world?
More or less. Not meaning to boast or anything, but I definitely have a lot of accomplishments in my life.
That you have. Thank you, Mr. Brahms. Can you list some of your other songs you've written?
Yeah, if I remember them. Let's see. I wrote all the Hungarian dances, symphonic works, and solo piano works.
That sounds like a pretty good collection of your works you got there. It is truly amazing that you were such a true example of an artist, even 100 years after your death. Well, I'm afraid that we're out of time, but I would like to just say a special thanks to all of the composers for coming out today. Without them, the show wouldn't have been possible. Let's give it up for them. And lastly, to all our viewers out there, you guys are the best. This has been Real Talk, where the talk is real and the talk don't stop. Bye, y'all.